You're standing in the kitchen, morning light through the window, that soft kind that makes everything look clean. Your partner says something while pouring coffee, just a comment, offhand, about the way you handled something yesterday maybe, or something you forgot to do. And there's this moment, brief, where it's just sound, vibrations in air, words. But then something happens, fast. Your mind catches it, reads it, translates it into something else entirely, into a story about you, what this means about you, what they must really think, what this confirms about your inadequacy, your worth, your place in this relationship. And now those words aren't just words anymore. Now they're sitting in your chest. Now they hurt. Two things just happened. The comment arrived. That's one thing. But there was something else. Something you did without knowing you were doing it. You made it yours. You turned it into your story, your wound, your evidence. And that second thing, that's where the suffering lives. Swami Vivekananda, one of the clearest voices in Vedanta philosophy, points to something most of us never see. He uses this image. A child puts its hand in fire. There's heat, movement, the pulling away. That's action. That's just what happens. But then comes the reaction, the story the mind tells about what happened. I got burned. I was careless. This shouldn't have happened to me. And Vivekananda says something startling. Action is pleasant. All suffering is reaction. Not the event itself. The reaction. The story you weave around it. The meaning you assign. The identity you build from it. That's where a moment becomes a wound that lasts days, months, sometimes years. Today, we're simply allowing this teaching to meet the world we're living in now, not as philosophy, as something you can see happening right now, in your relationships, your work, your daily life. This recognition that life keeps happening, events keep unfolding, but you are the one who turns them into suffering by claiming ownership, by making them about you. Think about the last time you felt genuinely hurt. Maybe someone canceled plans. Maybe you didn't get the job. Maybe it was just a look, that particular expression that says everything without saying anything. What actually happened? Words were spoken. A decision was made. An expression crossed someone's face. These are events. Brief, neutral in themselves. But somewhere in there, you created a second layer, a narrative. They don't value me. I'm not good enough. This always happens to me. I should have seen this coming. The event passed in seconds, but you're still carrying the story days later, still reviewing it, refining it, using it as evidence in the case you're building about yourself, about them, about how the world works. Or late at night, you're lying there, dark room, that particular quality of silence that amplifies everything, and a conversation replays. Something you said that came out wrong. The embarrassment returns, fresh each time you remember. The event is long over. Everyone else has forgotten. But you keep recreating it, reliving it, burning yourself again with the memory. This is what Vivekananda means. The first burn, the event itself, already happened and ended, but you keep administering the second burn, the reaction, the appropriation, the endless replaying and meaning-making. You're scrolling. Someone posts about their success, their perfect Sunday morning, their life that seems to work, and something tightens in your chest. Comparison, that familiar ache of inadequacy. The thought forms automatically. They have it together, I don't. That's the first burn, the stimulus, the arising of comparison. But watch what happens next. You notice you're comparing, and immediately there's a second movement. I shouldn't compare myself. What's wrong with me? I'm supposed to be past this. Now you're not just comparing, you're judging yourself for comparing. Two burns, two layers. The original feeling and the story about having that feeling. Vivekananda puts it simply, try to have action without reaction. When we can stop this reaction, we need fear nothing. And this is usually where the mind tries to move away, because the immediate response to hearing this is trying not to react, trying to be more detached, more spiritual, more evolved. I need to stop taking things personally. I should be like that bull in Vivekananda's story, the one who doesn't even notice the mosquito on its horn. I mean, that's the natural response, right? You hear about not reacting, and you think, okay, I'll work on that. I'll practice not reacting. But here's where it gets uncomfortable. This trying not to react, this effort to be unaffected, it's another reaction, another layer of the same problem. You feel hurt by the comment. That's the first reaction. Then you feel ashamed of feeling hurt. That's a reaction to the reaction. Then you try to stop feeling hurt, which creates tension, resistance, more suffering. You're not ending the cycle, you're feeding it. The mind is clever this way. It doesn't fight spiritual teachings. It absorbs them, turns them into another project. Now, you're not just someone who got hurt. You're someone who's working on not getting hurt. Still a story. Still the same structure with a spiritual veneer. You're sitting in a meeting. Someone takes credit for your idea. Flash of anger, that hot tightness, and then, because you've been reading spiritual books, you try to observe it. I'm watching my anger. I'm not my anger. But is that true? Or is that just another layer? The spiritual identity on top of the wounded identity, both still maintaining someone at the center this is happening to. What feels like awareness here may still be effort. Pause here. Just notice if there's tension right now. In your shoulders, your jaw, your chest. Don't try to relax it. Just notice that it's there. The slight holding. And notice that even noticing creates a subtle sense of someone doing the noticing. Just this. Just seeing. When you're ready, keep listening. Vivekananda offers an image that cuts through all of this. He says, we should be like a corpse. The corpse feels nothing. Let us make our bodies as if they were dead and stop identifying with them. Sounds harsh, I know. Morbid even. But he's not talking about becoming cold or indifferent. He's pointing to something else. The corpse doesn't suffer, not because it doesn't experience, but because there's no one there to appropriate the experience, no one to make it personal, no one to turn it into a story about me. Life still happens to the corpse. Rain falls on it. Sun beats down on it. These are just events, actions without reactions, without ownership. There's a moment, and it happens rarely, where you see this whole structure, not think about it, not understand it conceptually, see it directly. The event arrives. The mind moves to appropriate it, to weave it into your story. And in that gap, in that space, Before the claiming happens, you see that you don't have to pick it up. The comment is still there. The rejection is still there. The disappointment, the loss, the hurt, all still there. But without the second layer, without the story of you as the victim, the survivor, the one this happened to, Vivekananda tells a story. A mosquito lands on a bull's horn, stays there a long time. Finally, it says, "Guilty. Sir Bull, I stayed on your body a long time. Perhaps I bothered you. I'm sorry. I'm leaving." And the bull replies, "Oh no, not at all. You can bring your whole family and live on my horn. What does it matter to me?" The bull isn't practicing non-reaction. The bull isn't cultivating detachment. There's just no one there to be bothered. Events happen on its horn, but there's no appropriation, no story, no claiming. This is what becomes visible, not as something you achieve, not as a level of spiritual advancement, but as seeing that the suffering you carry, it's made of stories. Stories you keep telling. Stories about what happened, what it means, what it says about you. He says it clearly. Be quiet and know that I am God. Not become quiet, not make yourself quiet. Just be quiet, which means seeing that beneath all the reactions, beneath all the claiming and storytelling, there's something here that was never touched by any of it. The event happens. That's action. The pain comes. That's sensation. But the story, I am the one this happened to, that part is optional. That's the second burn, the one you give yourself, over and over, until you see that you don't have to. Someone criticizes you, and your stomach drops. That's the first burn, the impact. But then you spend 3 days replaying it, explaining to yourself why they're wrong, rehearsing what you should have said, building an entire case about what it means about them, about you, about everything. That's the second burn. That's the part you're doing. Or maybe there's just the criticism, just the feeling in your stomach, just life moving through, like weather, like wind through an empty room, present, real, but not claimed by anyone as theirs. I'll leave you with something to sit with, not to answer, just to notice. Where in your life right now are you still burning yourself? Where are you taking something that already happened and turning it into evidence, into story, into a wound that won't close because you keep reopening it? The first burn you can't avoid. Life touches you. Events happen. But the second burn, the story, the claiming, turning everything into mine, about me, maybe that one was always optional. The events will keep coming. The touches, the burns, the disappointments, the joys. But when the claiming stops, they move through differently, still felt, still real, but no longer building into anything, no longer defining anyone. If this touches something true, stay with us. We explore these recognitions together, not to arrive somewhere, but to see what was always here.